like thunder, the lights go out, we fly. Through the chicanes we're lightning, no fear in our eyes. Through rain, through fire, we'll keep the pace. Every corner's a dare, every lap's a chase. CRL, we're gunning for glory. Through every bed, we write our story. Push it to the edge, no holding back. In the chicane F1 racing pack. Sparks fly in the slipstream, rivals in the rear view glass. One chance to make the move now, gotta take it fast. The flag waves high across that line. CRL forever, victory's mine. CRL, we're gunning for glory. Through every bend, we write a story. Push it to the edge, no holding back. In the chicane F1 racing back. Legends in motion, speed in our veins. CRL forever, ruling the relays. Evidence of most known, we can't make. Seeing all that was on the buried lake.
Almost accept that you're dead. I'm the man that walked out of fire.
It's all about being calm. These guys have an almost fighter pilot mentality.
This is a sport like no other.
I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'll just test my microphone first of all. Let's see what it's doing. The dogs are barking. Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Twitch channel tonight. It's Gavin Bass. It is the Chicane Racing League. This is a little mini season they've had on a Thursday evening, and this is the final race of this evening of the series. And it's down to two guys that can possibly win this evening. And I've had a few facts and figures just to mull over, and it looks like Smithy has a chance of winning it, but a very, very slim chance. It really would mean that Chicane would have to DNF or finish out of the points, and Smithy would have to win it. So a pretty tough, scenario for Smithy. But you know, Formula One, anything can happen in Formula One. And if this lad Chicane makes any mistakes whatsoever, Smithy will be all over the back of him, and he will be pushing and pressing hard to try and win this little mini season that they've had on a Thursday night. I'm Gavin Bass 1, and I thought it would be a nice idea to cover the race tonight, give the rest of the lads a night off and come on to the Twitch channel. I can see already that I have a few guys in, and it's good evening to Cafe, and it's good evening to Hypes. Zidane Smithy's in there. There's a few others in, and I'm sure there'll be others watching as the night goes on. So anyway, we will jump into the telemetry and the lap data and the little mini map up for us all to have a look at as everybody goes out on this Q1. Very small grid tonight, but that was expected. This is a little league that wasn't really taken terribly seriously, but we're down to the final race, and it is now very serious. The good thing about having a small grid tonight is, especially on Hungary, this is one track that is very, very difficult to make moves on. The really only big chance of making an overtake on this track is on the start-finish straight, and really you need to be right on the tail of the car in front of you round the final right-hander coming into that start and finish to try and make a move whatsoever, making sure that you're in the slipstream of that car in front of you and that you maximise your DualSense. DualSense battery is going low, so we'll just plug that in and make sure that that doesn't fade out. But yes, you need to be absolutely very close to the guy in front of you, and also you need to squeeze that DRS and hope that the guy in front of you is a little low on the battery. But it's a difficult move to make, and it's a move that you can see from time to time. But Chicane has set the standard for this evening, and he has put in a 1:16.718. So there you go. There is his banker lap this evening for 1:16. Hypes, and good old Hypes from Moira in Northern Ireland has just put a 1:16.575. So already Chicane is not going to get this easy. And Rock Robs in the Haas car this evening has just posted a 1:20.174, and Dante has bashed in there a 1:16.715. Lovely Gamer, loved DVA Gamer is a 1:17.103, and we're just waiting for Smithy to get out there and post a lap to see what he's got. Lovely Calf has been disqualified. What in the name of Lord happened to you, Calfie? Did you pin it? What did you do? Come on to Uncle Gavin and tell him what happened. He'll be all ears. Come on, lad, jump into the Twitch and tell me what you did. We'll have a wee bit of a giggle and a laugh together this evening. So anybody on that channel, just jump in. Any requests, anything you want me to shout out, just let me know. But yeah, whoa, Coffee, what the feck are you at there, buddy? What are you at? Have you been driving along, sir? So there goes the dark horse there, Smithy in with his 1:16.478. So there you go. That Alpine has just put the fastest lap of Q1 in so far, but there's only a 1/10 of a second between in Hypes, and Dante is right there, and also Chicane, all in the 1:16s. Very, very little between it. Love the Gamer is in there at 1:17, and Rock Robs in at 1:17.8. So what has Coffee said? He has Hypes did my sub not go Thursday. And also Coffee says when it rains it pours. You know what? There's only 7 in the race, Coffee, and you just get a good start there, get the head down, and just send that little McLaren flying and give these guys what for. You've got what it takes, and I'll be on you all night, and we'll see just what everybody's got. So let's have a wee look now, and we'll see who's out there on a lap. Looks like Smithy's having another go, is he? They refer to this track as Monaco with walls. So let's just see what this Monaco with walls serves up this evening for Chicane Racing League on a Thursday night. I've got this funny feeling, like despite there's only 6 or 7 drivers out there this evening, I've got this funny feeling this could be a drag race to the very end, and I don't think it will disappoint. These lads know the importance of keeping this very clean this evening, because there's a trophy and there's a title at to be grabbed. Yes, Chicane has his name written all over it, but there are scenarios, as I explained later, he needs to just be out of the points. Without my stinker, it looks quite close. It does indeed. And you know what? Hungary always brings a very close race. So, you know what? It's going to be a real good one. And, you know, despite the small grid, it could be a bit of fun. So let's get behind the guys, and anybody watching, if you have any predictions, shout them out. Let me know what's going on. I'm sure we'll do our best and we'll have a bit of fun tonight. It's also a good chance for me to test this old internet down in Castle Rock in Northern Ireland, because lately I've been having a lot of problems. But I've done a few little tweaks, and I did a stream last night and the night before for 2 other leagues, and so far so good. So if you are watching, just let me know, is it coming through loud and clear? Is the quality not too bad? And as long as it's not shuddering and stuttering and getting on, hopefully we'll have a little stream tonight that might be worth watching. Certainly the lads that are in contention for winning this tonight will enjoy watching it back. Just watching the final couple of corners here with Hypes. And this is this right-hander that you need to get very close to the guy in front of you if you want to make a move. So he's coming round here, and he's going to post a fairly decent-looking time here at 1:16.2. So Hypes, the lad from Northern Ireland, has put it in provisional pole this evening. And Smithy is out on an out lap as well. Dante is out on his out lap. Chicane is also out on his out lap. Love DVA Gamer also on his out lap, and Rock Robs out for his second crack at it this evening. So let's have a look. All eyes on Smithy. Can he put this car in pole position? Let's look at the sector times and let's see how he can make any progression on that first 1:16.478. Down into this left-hander. This one needs to be taken tight and care taken that he doesn't get squirrely round here. He'll take all of that apex and he'll squeeze the ERS up into this very, very fast left-hander. It's how fast you dare to take it, and round the right-hander and up this little straight now before this squirrely little chicane with the right and the left. You just take all of that rumble strip and a bit of that one as well, and you just sort of coast round that corner into the right-hander, take all of that curb and get at another little squeeze and build up as much momentum for this fast right-hander as you can. So Smithy is 1.64, and that's over 1/10 up on his previous time. So I would say Smithy just might be putting in a 1:16.1 here. That's just a guess, as long as he keeps sector 3 nice and tight and nice and clean. 32% of the battery left. He's going to go over the line. Can he give us that magical 1:16.1? Yes, it's 1:16.2. So he's absolutely, look at that, 1:16.268 for Hypes, 1:16.268 for Smithy. So absolutely nothing between it. And then Love the Gamer, DVA Gamer, just comes in and knocks both of them off top spot and puts it in at 1:16.241. So there's not a sneeze between these guys right now, between first and fourth. And Chicane definitely does not have this all his own way. But yes, he just has to finish the race. He'll be in the points. But if he DNFs and Smithy goes on to win this, Smithy could pick up the trophy. So let's just see what goes on out here tonight. Let's see if Rock Robs can make any improvement on this 1:17.591. Good of him to come in tonight and give it a bit of a shot. And he's not out of it either. So Rock Robs is going over here. He's a wee bit behind his first time, so this lap is not going to benefit him much. So he might be better just going into the pits and trying one more set of softs, and I think that's probably what he will do. Yep, he's done that because he's just not happy with the pace on that lap. So still another opportunity for everybody to put another one in, and let's see what that can prove. I'm Gavin Bass 1. This is Chicane Racing League. It's a mini league tonight, and it's the final race of that little session. And as I said, it could be Chicane's to lose and Smithy's to win, but it does take a bit of a miracle for that one to happen. So I'm going to ride on board with Hypes. He's going to do everything in his power to make a better lap of that than 1:16.268, absolutely matching Smithy. And then Love DVA Gamer, he just came in and knocked them off their horse by 0.02 of a second. So I'm going to come on with Hypes here, the lad from Northern Ireland in this Aston Martin, and he's going to go out and do a lap now. Let's see how he goes. Over the start finish he goes, and he starts to use that battery with the DRS. And he is going to late brake as much as he can, but also try to keep this smooth. Round the right-hander he goes into the second DRS zone. That's about as useless as a chocolate fire guard, that DRS zone. You can't make a move down here, really. I've seen it happen, but not very often. Chicane, this is very close between the top three, and I do think it's going to be quite an exciting session. So I'm really glad that we decided to cover it, and it could be just a bit of good fun tonight and a bit of good clean racing. So this Aston Martin's coming up to the chicane, bangs it in nice and tight, takes a bit of the rumble there. That's a lovely way to take the corner. All of that apex. Oh, he gets a little squirrely there, and he will have lost a few tenths on that one. Round the left into this very, very fast right-hander, and then he will try and get as much as he can into this right-hand fast corner now, and off he goes. 29% of that battery left, and he's going to swing it into this left-hander, not losing any traction whatever he can, and he will then try and better this 1:16.268. I'm not sure if he's going to do it, but let's have a look. 1:16.334. No, he didn't better that P2 position, so he's in a provisional P2. And I'm just going to go out with Robocops again, or Rock Robs even. Robocops. Get yourself together, Gavin. So here he goes. Have a look at those sector times, and let's see if Rock Robs in this Haas car can make any improvement on that 1:17.591. For anybody tuning in, and they have just tuned in, this is Hungary tonight, and this is Chicane Racing League, and it's the final round of a little mini-series that they've been having on a Thursday night. So welcome in and keep chatting to me, keep me company, and enjoy this little race this evening in Hungary. Let's see what he's improving by at the end of Sector 2. Yes, he's half a second up, so this just might bring him into the 116s. Wouldn't it be lovely to see everybody in the 116s? And you know what? I think he's going to do it because he's just taken that corner very, very smoothly. He's got 32% of the battery left, and he just needs to get this as tight as he can, squeeze it, DRS over the line, and he's into the 116.7s. Brilliant. Rock Robs, take a bow, sir. You're in the 116 club, and you know what? There's nothing between all 7 of these guys. I know Lovely Calf would have put a 116 in at least. So these guys are going to be lining up on the grid together, and they are going to be absolutely furiously competing with each other at this track in Hungary this evening. Let's hope it's a dry night for them, and let's hope it's a really good, clean, fast, competitive and close race. So Smithy's out there once again. He's in this Alpine tonight, and he's trying furiously to get up into this P2 or P1 position, because you know what? Grid position in this race is going to be quite important, because you can literally dictate the race from the front. And that's exactly what this pole sitter is wanting to do this evening, whoever gets it. But right now, it's Love DVA Gamer that holds that 116.241. And it's going to be right down to Smithy and Chicane and Donta and Rock Robs to put their best shot in to try and better that. Smithy's just said no to that lap. He wasn't happy with his pace, and he's just letting that Red Bull through. And we'll jump on with Chicane, because he's definitely shaping up here now. He's harvesting that battery, and he's going to go round this left-hander and then the right-hander nice and gingerly, just to make sure he's got traction to absolute maximum. Tight to that wall he does. That's a lovely way to take that corner, and off he goes. This is going to be a good lap, I can tell. Off he goes. 128.9 he posted there, but that's not counted. Off he goes. Into the right-hander. 78% the battery, hits the DRS. Down the hill, out onto the right-hand side of the track. And he's going to really late break into this left-hander. He's wanting not to get squirrely there, and then he doesn't. And he'll take all of this corner, which he does. Up he goes, and how fast does he dare take this left-hander? This is where you can make up an awful lot of time. And he then slams on late. Oh, this is going to be a good lap, I can tell. I smell it in my... Oh, I do definitely think this is going to be a fast one. Let's see what he has at the end of Sector 2. He just might be about half a second up here. Let's see. Oh, he goes quite wide there, but he's okay. I think he's just backed off. But look at Donta. Donta has just said, hold on, guys. Don't forget me. I'm in the 115 club. And he's just posted a 115.909. He has set the cat among the pigeons here this evening in Chicane's little mini league. And he has said, Donta, I'm number 1 this evening. Come and catch me. Hypes is out there. He's finishing off, and he's coming round the right-hander. What can Hypes do? Can Hypes make any better position on 116.2? Yes, he can. He puts it in at a 116.1, and I don't know just where that would have taken him, but it puts him right into second place. So there you have it. Absolutely superb quality. And sorry, I just got a text there, and I'm just reading it. Sorry. It's just a wee text from somebody that hasn't been too well. So I'll read that later on and see what it says. But anyway, I'll just let these guys ready up. But there it is, Donta in P1 in the Visa Cash app. Hypes, Lovely Gamer, or Love the Gamer, Smithy, Chicane, Rock Robs, Lovely Calf. And there you have it. And they will then get themselves onto the grid now. They will do their final checks. They will do their tire pressures. They will select their tires and they will drain that tank of as much fuel as they can. And I would say they will probably run about one lap over. And if they're going to really, really be risky, they might go for half a lap. But that's not advisable because the last thing you want to do is limp over the line in a car with no fuel. And they are definitely looking like a dry race this evening here in Hungary. So thanks to everybody watching. Thanks for everybody giving me a little bit of feedback. And I'll just take a quick short break here myself while the guys just get readied up for their formation lap here in Hungary. I'll be back with you very shortly. Straight into the race. No formation laps tonight, and off they go. It's lap 1 of 35 here in Hungary. 7 drivers all fighting for this position. Donta pulls off. He gets in there very, very quickly, and the Aston Martin of Hypes is behind him. So just have a look at this. Everybody's clean and tidy, and this is going to shape up for a very, very good race. I've got a feeling in my blood tonight that this could be close and very, very competitive. So let's get that telemetry up and let's get that car detail up so far. And look at that. We've got Donta, we've got Love DVA Gamer, and we've got Lovely Calf out there on the hards. Everybody else is on the mediums. So those 3 lads are going for the longer stint, and they're going to go on for quite a few laps before they change over to their mediums. And this is going to be interesting, and tactics are going to be very, very, very important here. On with the race leader. That Aston Martin got squirrely there. So we've got Donta in P1 at the moment, and he's away, and he's pulling out about 8/10 of a second ahead of Smithy, and Smithy is in P2. He's driving that Alpine, and he's right behind Donta, and he's still within DRS of him. Hypes, the lad from Northern Ireland in a little town called Moira. Donta puts in a 1:24.217. Hypes is in there, and here comes Hypes in that Aston Martin with the Love the Gamer making an inside move in the Red Bull, and he makes that stick, and the Aston just has to go a bit wide, and he lost a couple of positions there, and Rock Robs is right in there in the Haas as well. Lovely Calf is lagging behind ever so slightly, and he just needs to get the foot down and try very, very hard to get back on to the DRS train. If he doesn't, he's going to get lost, and he's going to get lost very, very quickly. So Lovely Calf, hope you get back onto that train, sir. You're going to have to use everything in that ERS battery to get yourself back on there. Back on with the leader. So our potential race winner tonight is in P4, and we're on board with Chicane at the moment in the Red Bull, going round the very fast right-hander before the end of Sector 3 in Hungary, and he is just going to play the patient game here, and he's going to track down Love the Gamer in that Red Bull in front of him. So I don't know if they're teammates or they're just driving the same car, but I would say that Love the Gamer will give him a lovely little tow and get him up into 3rd place as quick as possible so that he can chase down those leaders. But there's no rush. 35 laps tonight, and they're only on lap 3, so it's all to go for. Hypes paid the price there for getting it a little squirrely and had to go a bit wide, so he lost the position, and he's now chasing down Chicane, and Hypes is going to try his best to get back into contention here and get back up into that lovely P4 or P3 position. But he will know that the lads Smithy and Chicane are racing for a league title or a a session title tonight, and he will know not to make any dive bombs or stupid mistakes. So these lads that are not in contention of winning this tonight will definitely have manners, and I would be very, very sure that they won't do anything stupid. But Hungary is proving to be exactly what I thought Hungary was going to do, and that was going to send them all on a DRS train, and they're going to struggle very, very hard to make positions unless they get that final right-hander absolutely 100% right, that they're just going round now where they're going to have to hope that the person in front is low on battery and they also don't have DRS. That is the only way that a move is going to be made here, unless they go up inside right here and take a position on that corner. There's a DRS zone here, but as I said earlier, it's not much use. I know it's very early to make predictions, but I'm going to make a prediction here. I'm going to make the prediction. Donta is a very fast lad. There's no doubt about it. I seen him racing on Monday night. And I think Donta will more than likely, unless he is mannerly and does what he probably, I don't know, let's just see anyway. But he's pulling away there. He's now outside of the DRS zone of Smithy. But I honestly reckon it's going to be Smithy in second, Donta in first, and I think it might even be Chicane in third this evening. But Love the Gamer has just taken second position in the Red Bull. He took the Alpine there of Smithy, and they're having a right jolly good old battle here in the second, third, fourth and fifth positions. So it's going to be a tight race to the end, but the pit stop is going to be crucial, and that pit stop lost time is about 19.5 seconds, and I don't know exactly what the gain is on it, but they will know, and they will have a tactic in their head, and they're going to play very calm and cool and try and pull off that particular strategy that they've in place in their mind tonight. I'm Gavin Bass 1. This is Chicane Racing League, Thursday night, mini-season, final race in Hungary, and it's all down to the drivers to make this work tonight. As I predicted, they're now going to separate a wee bit at the back because they didn't get on the DRS train, and they're now paying the ultimate price. Lovely Calf in the McLaren is now 10 seconds behind Rock Robs, and Rock Robs has lost a lot of time there, and he's now 2.5 seconds behind Hypes. So it's between these four guys at the minute, and it looks like Donta is running away with it here with a 1.2 lead in this Racing Bull. But the main race this evening is going to be between these guys. That's Love, the DVA Gamer, Smithy, Chicane in that Red Bull, and Hypes in that Aston Martin this evening. They are going to have a banger, and it's really going to be good to watch. I'm going to sing a little song for Donta, and it's called Are You Lonesome Tonight? It's going to be a lonely race for you, sir, because you're just going to keep that 2-second lead and improve on it, because you've got the clean air, you've got the pace, and you're going to pull away, and you're in the hard tires, so you're going to be faster in the second part of this race. So you are going to win this race by probably about 10 to 15 seconds if you continue on racing the way you are. But lap 7 of 35, but the main race is here, and looks like Love the Gamer, or Love DVA Gamer, is now pulling away as well, and Smithy and Chicane are going to have their own little battle here, and there's a lot of pride involved. Even though Chicane has more or less got it won, These two guys, oh, he goes off the track a wee bit, Chicane, and Chicane just lost a little bit of concentration there, and the nerves are maybe just setting in a little with this Red Bull driver this evening, but he needs to settle down, and he just needs to get himself back, because look what, he's got that Northern Ireland lad behind him, and that Aston Martin ain't slow, so he's going to have this to contend with, and he's going to have to hold them off. But you know what, Chicane? You should really let that Aston Martin through and follow him. I do think Hypes and Chicane are going to get back into the race here. This is where a move could be made, because Chicane doesn't have DRS. Hypes right behind him does have DRS. He's also 73% the battery, and I fully expect him to go in front. So this is good stuff, and this really will benefit Chicane, and that should pull Chicane along and get them right back onto the DRS zone of Smithy and make this a really, really good DRS train going forward. So there you have it. Hypes takes that position, and now Chicane's tucking in behind. He's forming an orderly queue, and he's going to do exactly what I thought he was going to do. These two guys are working together to help themselves. Love the gamer, hard luck, buddy. You just got yourself a 3-second penalty, and he has just gone outside of track limits one too many times. So hard luck to you, sir, in second position. That could cost you very dearly at the end of the race whenever the positions are determined. Everybody's separating. We're going to have a commentator's nightmare. You know what, guys? I don't care. I'm so glad I bounced on tonight, because this is an important race. Chicane ain't no slouch, and he will be making up time here, and he'll get himself back into the DRS zone of that Aston. He's going to squeeze hard, and that's exactly what he's done. He's braked quite late there, and he's gained quite a bit of time, and he's got distance now in the DRS zone. So that gets him straight back into the race, and we've got a little race between the Aston and the Red Bull going on here now. Rock Robs is sitting back in 6th position there in the Haas, and he's flying away there, and he's penalty free at the minute. And Lovely Calf right back here in 7th in this McLaren, in that beautifully new silver and what do you call that? They call that papaya and silver McLaren this evening. So Danta's up, and Danta's in first position, and he has now got a 3.1 second lead on those hard tyres behind Love DVA Gamer, and he has got that horrible 3-second penalty. Then we've got Smithy in the Alpine, and we've now got Hypes chasing him down in the back, and Hypes is gaining, and Chicane is hanging on as tight as he possibly can, but he is struggling to hang on to the back of Hypes. Oh, here's tactics for you. Lap 10, he's had enough of the mediums, and Chicane has said to himself, no, I'm going to stick the hards on, and I'm going to take the next 15 laps. Oh, soft tyres. Was that soft? No, it's hard tyres, thankfully. I thought I saw red on the outside of them, but no, it was the inside of the wheel trim, sorry, that was red. Hard tyres, absolutely perfect choice. Out he goes, and he will now start to do a lot of fast laps in clean air. So it's going to be interesting to see now whenever the lads stop. I'm keeping those tyre situations up there, and I'm taking the lap situations. I'm going to have a look at the fastest lap, and that's being held at the moment by DVA Gamer with 1:19.982, and he's going very, very well there in second place. But that 3-second penalty just may cost him a podium. Depends how the other guys get on. 8 people watching this race tonight, and for those who have just tuned in, I'm Gavin Bass 1. This is Chicane Racing League on a Thursday night. It's a little mini season they've had, and this is the final race in Hungary this evening. Excuse me, I'm getting hoarse. I've been doing commentary now for 4 nights in a row, and really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying being on with this little league as well. Their Monday nights are unbelievable. The pace of some of the guys is frightening, and the competitiveness in that Monday night league is well worth a watch. So come back on Monday night and watch that. But we're just waiting for some changes to be made now. Let's have a look at the stop situation. There's your stops. Chicane's made a stop, Rock Robs has made a stop, and Hypes is right up in behind that Smithy car now in the Alpine, and he is trying to make the move that he will want that 3rd position of Smithy. I don't need to explain it to everybody that knows about F1 racing, but Chicane is just going to cruise around this track. He's going to make sure that he doesn't get any track limit penalties. He's going to make sure that he doesn't speed in the pit lane. And he's going to make sure that he just continues to put in solid lap after lap. And he should find himself in P3, P4 tonight without any shadow of a doubt. And that will secure him this mini champion this evening. But the battle on track at the moment are these 2 guys, and this lad from Northern Ireland in the Aston Martin is gaining, and Smithy is now vulnerable because Smithy is going to be having an Aston Martin right on his tail, and they will be visiting the DRS zone very shortly. But I've just got a feeling that both of these lads just might pit at the same time, and then they will bring it on for a hard tire battle to the end of this race here in Hungary this evening. Excuse me. So if they're not going to pit, this Aston needs to get right on the tail here. And he's just about doing it. They're not going to pit, they're going to take one more lap at least out of these mediums, and I have a feeling that there's going to be a try here. 53% the battery, DRS zone activated. The Smithy pulls over to keep him out of the drag, but that Aston Martin's got pace, but he's not going to dive bomb him here. And as I say, this DRS zone is about as useful as a chocolate fire guard. Round the left-hander they go. So Hypes is tracking him, he's stalking him, he's trying to put as much pressure on the Alpine driver who is Smithy tonight, and he's hoping that Smithy might make a mistake and he'll just whiz past and say goodbye to that Alpine. Wonder will it happen? Right hand chicane into the left. Is it time to go into the pits? Is it time for Chicane to take up a position in front of Smithy? Can that happen? Hypes is going in. So that puts Chicane up into P5, I would say. Hypes will be going on to the mediums. Just let's see where Chicane does. Chicane's going to go round this right-hander now. Let's see where this Aston Martin of Hypes is. He's coming out of the pits. And Chicane goes flying down. Oh, and there's a little battle going on behind. Lovely Calf and Rock Robs are having a little battle here. That's good to see. Go ahead, Lovely Calf. There's your tyre situation now. So Hypes is on a 0 lap hard tyres. Chicane pitted earlier and he put on the hard tyres. He's got 4 laps on them. Smithy still has to pit. So has the VA Gamer and Donta all have to pit. But Donta is in a very dominant position of this race. But let's just see what happens when they all decide to go in. We'll go into the pit stops again and we'll just watch for them to see when they go in. Smithy's in the pits now. We'll just watch his pit stop. Make sure he gets a nice clean pit stop. And he goes. Their team puts on the hards. Bang on the wheels and off he goes. Where's he going to come out on the track? Here he comes. Smithy comes out behind Hypes and he's now on track in 6th position. And he's going to track down Rock Robs in the Haas. So I'm just going to put it on broadcast mode for a minute while I fix myself a little double espresso. And you guys can just continue on. You'll probably hear my dogs barking and the TV going on in the background because it's a caravan I'm living in at the moment on the north coast in Ireland, Northern Ireland, overlooking the Atlantic. And I must say it's a beautiful evening. The wind is very calm and the breakers are breaking in. About 5 lovely breakers on the beach. Lots of people watching their dogs and also lots of people now watching this little race in Hungary. As you can see, Smithy now trying to battle his way up in contention of this race. But he needs to win it, and Chicane needs to bin it. That's the bottom line. So let's just stay on with these two guys and watch how Smithy moves up. Hypes puts in the fastest lap of the race at a 1:19.021. So Hypes is having a great race. And come on, the lad from Northern Ireland. He's my man, because I'm from Northern Ireland too, and it would only be right for me to be on his side. Not that I'm on the side of any other, really, but it's nice to have a Northern Ireland driver in this league. And he has made the move we expected him to make, and off he goes. And he is now going to track down He's got a lot of work to do, but let's just see what he's going to do. There's that 4th position. And we're just going to stay on with that Aston because he's going to try and catch up. But Love the Gamer and Donta both still to pit, and so has Lovely Calf. So whenever I get back from my coffee, I reckon everybody will have pitted, and there just may be a little battle going on for us to have a watch until lap 35 ends the race this evening. This is lap 17. This is Hungary. This is Chicane Racing League, the final race of their little mini season. And I'm Gavin Bass 1. I'll be back with you very shortly. That's me back. A lovely little double espresso's been had, and yes, there's a battle going on here as expected. Still stops to be made by Donta, Love DVA Gamer, and also Lovely Calf still to make that stop. But just look at Hypes at the moment. He is having a real good battle now with Chicane. Chicane is not wanting to give this position up, but I'll tell you what, he's going to have to fight very, very hard, because Hypes has got very obvious pace here, and I can see something happening on this start-finish line if he can get that tight. So let's see how tight he can get it to the back of this Red Bull to see if the move can be made. And he's as tight as it can be. You couldn't get a sheet in between those two cars nearly, so there's definitely going to be an overtake opportunity here, and let's just see if he's going to make it. They're flying down there, and let's see. Out the outside he goes, and he's going to try it on. He's on the outside, Chicane on the inside. We don't want any incidents here, but Hypes will know that, and he gives lots of space, and they're racing very, very hard down into the left-hander. The Aston Martin takes it, the Red Bull tucks in behind, and Chicane has lost that position, and Hypes has now found himself in P1 on the track. The only person not to have stopped is definitely this lad, Lovely Calf. Donta has made the stop, and Hypes has now found himself in P1 and in contention of the win tonight. So let's see how he can hold Chicane off in this final 15 laps here in Hungary. Just on with Chicane. Can Chicane take that position back? I don't think he can. He's just not close enough to the Aston, so he's just going to try and get as close as he can. And he knows what he needs to do. He needs to get close, and he needs to take his time. But right now, at the moment, there's a little battle going on down here in P6. And just look at this one. Here is Love DVA Gamer, and he's going to get himself up into fifth position. He makes the overtake, he makes it stick, and he sees that red Haas off, and he's now into fifth position, and he goes down the hill in the Red Bull, and Ross Probs is not going to let him off with it, and he's going to chase him down, and let's see if he can regain that position in time, of course. Oh, he goes wide there. He goes wide, but still the only person on track at the moment carrying a penalty is Love the Gamer with a 3-second penalty there. So stops have all been made apart from Lovely Calf. He's really going for a long one. He must be on those hard tires. They're 20-lap-old hards, and Lovely Calf has got to be coming in soon. Let's just see when he decides to come in and make that crucial pit stop. Love the livery, so much love the livery of this McLaren in this format tonight in the F125. Oh, Donta puts in a 1:18.725, so he's just stuck in the very fastest lap, but hard luck. Love the Gamer says, no, you're not taking that fast lap, I am, 1:18.3, so there you go. The fastest lap was just taken as quickly it was made. Donta is in P3 at the moment, and he's got Chicane in his sights. He's on 2-lap-old mediums, so those medium tyres are up against 12-lap-old hards, and he's wanting those mediums to last now until the end of this race. Despite being such a small grid, there's a nice wee bit of battling going on here. Definitely is. And here's one that's going to happen now. So let's just see if that old trick that we all know needs to happen will happen here. And Chicane is making no mistakes. He's not rushing this whatsoever, and he is just doing exactly what he needs to do. And he is doing his best to try and hold Donta off in this Racing Bull, but he's not going to, because we're going to see a position change right now, because he's done that exactly. He's run sealed it. He's done exactly what it says in the book, and he says goodbye to that Red Bull, and that puts Chicane into P3 and Donta 3.5 seconds behind our leader at the moment, who is Hypes. So 3-lap mediums versus 9-lap old hards, and Hypes is going to find himself under pressure here very, very shortly. Just have a look at that 3-second time gap here, and let's see how quickly he can wind that in. I have a feeling he's going to do it in a couple of laps, so let's watch. Round that right-hander. He's now down to 3 seconds, so he's knocked 2/10 off it there in a few corners. So I reckon that is going to come through in 2 laps. I think Hypes is going to find he's going to have his rear view mirror absolutely filled with this Racing Bull of Donta. And Donta wants to win tonight. He just wants it. He's a racer, and he's now got a real good visual on the Aston Martin, so he doesn't need to keep looking up at the track times. All he needs to do now is keep his eyes firmly focused on the tail end of that Aston, and it's getting closer and closer and closer, and Hypes will know that he has got a problem coming up in about 2 laps, or possibly even 1. So that 3.3 second gap has just been near enough done in by 1 second, and he's now 2.7 behind. Love the Gamer is now in P4, and he's on those 4-lap old mediums. So let's just see. Everybody's made a stop. So the position on tracks at the moment are realistic, and they are in the order that they need to be for the final 11 laps of this race here in Hungary. There is a battle going on here, and that battle is right on with this Red Bull at the moment, and he knows exactly what he needs to do. And it's a little trick that we all know how to do, but doing it is a very different thing. You've got to get right on the tail. Let's see if DVA Gamer can do it, and see if he can pull off that little stroke that we all have seen so many times this evening. He's getting closer and closer. And that Red Bull versus Red Bull is going to be a Red Bull drag race down here. He's got the DRS, and he's got 90%, and he's squeezing hard now, and he's going to try and make that move. Will he make it? Yes, he will. Oh, no, he won't. He backs off, and he thinks better of it, and he decides, no, I'll leave it another lap, or I'll try the outside move here. And he's trying it, but that's not happening. It's Red Bull side by side. He backs off again, and he just tucks in behind, round the left-hander, and off he goes down the hill. He'll cut the corner, as they all do, and there'll be, oh, the Red Bull has gone off there. He lost a lot of time there. He's going to have to just settle his nerves and get back into the... Yep, he's going to have... I thought maybe we had a yellow flag there, but we don't. He's just going to have to settle down and reset himself here and get right back onto the race again. Donta, he's now in that Racing Bull, as you know, and he's now cut that 3.3 seconds down to under 2 seconds, and he now firmly has the Aston in his target. Chicane has decided to pit again. What's he doing? Let's have a wee look and see what he's actually doing. He's taking the hards off, and he's going to stick a set of mediums on, isn't he? Yes, he is. Oh no, he's going on for another set of hards. So he's just going in there. He's sticking another set of fresh tyres on. He doesn't want any wobbling. He doesn't want to get any loss of grip. He doesn't want any loss of traction. He just is happy to go round here and put in fast, safe, and penalty-free laps. And he is on the road to winning this little mini championship this evening. He's got 9 seconds, 9.5 seconds to try and gain to get back on to his competitor of F1 Smithy in the Alpine. So he's got quite a job to do, but he's got that down to 8.8 all of a sudden. And look at Smithy. He's in 4th. But look at Donta. Oh my goodness. 13-lap old hards versus 7-lap mediums. Who's on the better tyre? Right now at the moment, Hypes is definitely struggling to keep Donta away from the back of his car, and it's only a matter of time, I think, before he loses that P1 position. But hasn't he done brilliant to have that P1 position for such a long time? Lap 27 of 35 here, Hungary, Chicane Racing League. And I'm Gavin Bass. Donta's not in any rush to make a move here. He's just keeping it nice and smooth. He's just putting Hypes under the most pressure he can, and he's hoping that Hypes will just give way with the pressure and make an easy move around here. But he'll not be in any rush because he knows he's got the pace, and he'll be just making sure he looks after these cars onto the DRS zone now. And these two guys are in a sprint, and they are on it for the end of this race. But I dare say if Donta gets past Hypes, we could see him shooting off. But as I said, Hypes he's not making it easy, and we've definitely got a little battle going on here, which is really good to see. Round the right-hander, this is the chicane. Everybody else has got a lot of separation, but Chicane is starting to make an awful lot of gain on Rock Robs, and I dare say within a couple of minutes we're going to see another little battle between P6 and P5. I don't know whether he will be able to catch Smithy. I think Smithy has got too much of a gap there, but definitely we've got the battle going on that we thought was going to happen, and we've now got the move that was in he goes, but he's not going to let it go easy. Oh, side to side. And Hypes is trying in position now, unless that Love the Gamer gets further up. But that 3-second penalty is going to ruin his chances. But you know what? See if Smithy gets within 3 seconds of Love the Gamer, he's going to get a podium. These two are having a little battle here for a bit of fun. But I can tell you what, Chicane's not going to be very concerned about it, because all he's going to do, if it gets too tight, he'll just let him pass because he's got the championship won. Love the Gamer gets another 3-second penalty, so that's him carrying 6 penalties. He's the only guy on the track tonight with any penalties at all, and he is carrying 6 seconds off them. So that really, really, really could be crucial if Smithy can gain time on Love DVA Gamer. But Hypes is still in the DRS zone, but he's struggling, and Donta is just wanting to pull out of that 1 second gap as soon as he possibly can. He's done it there, but let's see, he's out of battery here, he's right down to 3%, so Donta is going to pull away here, and I don't think Hypes has got what it takes in the tank to stay on with this Racing Bull tonight. And there you go. It'll just be more gain and more gain. Maybe I've got it wrong. He's doing very, very well to stay on board here. He is racing his little heart out to try and stay within the pass zone of this Racing Bull of Dante's. So Hypes, hats off to you, sir. You're having a really, really good wee race. Dante is not giving you any chance whatsoever to get that battery regained. You're having to use every little ampage of that battery to stay on the DRS trail of this Racing Bull tonight. And you're doing a cracking job. Keep it up. Unbelievable bit of racing. Hypes, you're going really, really well tonight. But I know what your struggle is here. And Dante is just playing a long game. And it's going to be very, very difficult for you to stay there. But right now, you're doing it, and keep at it. The one to keep an eye on now is Smithy. And Smithy's driving that Alpine at the moment. And he has Love DVA Gamer in his sights. Because he will know that Love DVA Gamer is carrying a 6-second penalty. So Smithy just needs to get within 6 seconds of the P3 position of Love the Gamer at the night, and he will take a podium tonight in P3. Hypes has now fallen outside of that DRS zone of Dante, so I don't think there's going to be much battle left in that twosome. So this really here is the one we need to watch. Smithy needs to get that 6-second gap closed in, and he will secure P3 this evening. Lap 31 of 35, so only 4 laps to do it in, and he's only 7/10 away from pulling a third position away, and Love the Gamer will have given that third position up due to track penalties. That's unfortunate for Love the Gamer, but it is racing, and he's had to push as hard as he can to have that position, and I think he's going to have it stripped off him because of his penalties. And just look at Chicane. He's 2.8 seconds now behind Smithy. And this could be a battle between these two just for pride at the end of the race. Because he's now pulling him in and there's still 3 laps to do it. Can he get onto the tail end of Smithy? And can he do what he would love to do? And that would be pass Smithy before the start-finish line. Wouldn't that be an awesome way to finish this race in Hungary? But Smithy has done exactly what he needs to do, and he has pulled that 6-second gap under, and he's now at 5.9 seconds behind Love DVA Gamer, and he is now in a podium position. Dante's out there with 2 seconds of a lead in front of Hypes, and he will just manage his battery, and he will do exactly what he needs to do. So let's go down the drivers one by one in their positions right now as they will finish, as long as they don't make a mistake. We have got Dante, P1, Racing Bull, lap 32, and he's set to make the win tonight. Behind him, the Northern Ireland lad in the Aston Martin from Moira, and he is in P2, but the gap is being improved on each lap, and he's now 2.1 seconds behind Hypes, or behind Dante in the Racing Bull. Then we've got Love the Gamer, who has done a brilliant job tonight, but unfortunately he's carrying that 6-second penalty, and Smithy in the 4th position has done exactly what we thought he would do. He's pulled that 6-second gap into 3.5 seconds, and he has now secured his P3 position. Chicane is now only 2 seconds behind that, and he has an opportunity of getting a 4th position here tonight because Love the Gamer is carrying those 6 seconds. Rock Rob's not forgetting him in the Haas. He's in 6th position at the night, but he's lonesome. He's all out there tonight. He's having a bit of a lonely time there. And then my friend who keeps texting me, nice guy indeed, lovely calf, he's way behind, and he just hasn't had the best race tonight. But I'm sure he's enjoyed doing a lot of laps around here in Hungary. This is the one we all want to see. And look at Hypes. Hypes is pulled in there. What has happened? Hypes has gained. Has Donta made a mistake? Fastest lap at the moment still being held by DVA Gamer, and that's 118.396. There's your tyre situation. Hypes is on the 20 lap old hards. I am wondering if the mediums have fallen off a cliff here and they're screaming at Donta and not giving him very much traction. That could have happened. I think it probably has. And Smithy is now on the tail of Love the Gamer. So there's going to be a move on track here very shortly. This has produced a fair little bit of excitement, this race. And I think the guys will really appreciate that we decided to stream it, because it's a good wee race to watch back. Absolutely no doubt about it. And here we go. This is Smithy lining himself up on the back of this Red Bull to get as close as he can, but right behind him we've got our championship mini league winner tonight, and that is Chicane, and he's right in contention for the very last laps of this race. So what a little battle this has turned into after so much separation, all down to the pit stops at the right time, and now they're together in a lovely little DRS battle coming into the end of this race. Two racing Red Bulls versus the Alpine on the outside. Oh my goodness, was there a little touch there? Oh, Smithy went into the wall there. Don't know what happened, but Chicane has found himself now in P3. Oh, Smithy gets a 3-second penalty. So his chances are well and truly over now. And there's a caution. Smithy didn't finish. Oh, what happened there? Did Smithy just retire? Has he had a puncture? I'm not too sure exactly what happened there. Maybe you can let us know, Smithy. But here comes the winner. It's Donta. And he's in P1 tonight in the Racing Bull. He'll go over the line. Will he give us a little wiggle? Here he comes. Oh, he does. He gives us a little swerve. Comes the Aston Martin of Hypes in second. Northern Ireland second. Nice wee wiggle from the Aston. Here comes Chicane. He's coming round the corner. He's your mini-season winner. And he takes a little wiggle and says thank you very much for that. And his Red Bull comes in behind him, Love the Gamer, in fourth position. Let's not forget this lad. He's in the Haas car. He's in fifth, and that's Rock Robs. And he's now finishing the... Oh, Hypes, I had low fuel for last 5 laps. Oh, no, don't tell me you're under-fueled, buddy. But here he comes. Rock Robs in fifth, and Lovely Calf. Big hand for Lovely Calf going through the end and sticking it right through to the end of the race. I'm going to stay on with him, and I'm going to welcome him over the line. Welcome home, Lovely Calf, in that beautiful, beautiful livery of the McLaren this evening. And over the line they come. And that is the end of our race here in Hungary. Am I glad that I jumped in and done the stream this evening? Absolutely, I am glad I did it. I think the lads have got something quite nice to watch back there. And I do honestly believe that that race brought a fair few really, really nice, clean battles. Yes, Chicane, thank you very much. And congratulations on your little mini-season win. You drove sensibly, let's just say, and that's exactly what I would have expected somebody in your position to do tonight. You won the race without actually winning the you won the championship without winning the race you did. Donta Well done, sir. And Hypes, well done to you. And sorry that you got your fuel wrong. Let's see what statistics our lovely EA Sports game gives us. Race winner obviously was Donta. Our fastest lap this evening in the Red Bull was Love DVA Gamer. And the driver of the day this evening was our winner of the little league that was going, and that was Chicane. Chicane also got the most overtakes, and our cleanest driver of the night was the lad from Northern Ireland, the little town called Moira, just outside of Belfast, and he takes up the cleanest driver. What a lovely wee evening we've had tonight, lads. And certainly it doesn't discourage me from covering a Thursday night race whatsoever whenever guys race so cleanly and so respectfully together. That was a lovely night. I really enjoyed it. Hope you guys did. Hypes, thank you very much indeed, buddy. Look forward to seeing you on track next. Oh, I did subscribe to you. Oh, well, thank you very much indeed. But it never went through. Did you try to do it through Amazon Prime, did you? Doesn't really matter anyway, but I really do appreciate anyone who, but I have the badge. The badge is what it's all about, Hypes. It's all about the badge, buddy. It really is. But anyway, what a lovely little night we've had. And I'm going to call it quits this evening. And as always, it's thanks to the lads that own the league. It's thanks to the lads that run the league, all the stewards, all his administrators, and especially all the drivers who commit to turning up every Monday night and every Thursday night and to provide everybody with a bit of fun. You know what? It's a horrible old world out there when you read the news, and things like this, bringing lots of people together who really don't know each other, brings a little family sort of an atmosphere together where we can all have a race, all have a laugh. Sometimes it gets a little heated, but most of us are mostly very mature and we all work it out and get on to the next race. So peace, love and happiness from Gavin Bass 1 in Northern Ireland, and I'll see you all very, very soon.
Gavin Bass one on the microphone. The energy is high, feel the vibe in the zone. Engines roar as the lights go down. Racers ready, it's a battle for the crown. Who will rise? Who will stand tall? On the top step, they'll answer the call. With hearts racing and spirits ignited, the champion's moment is finally sighted. Adrenaline pumping, the crowd is alive. Speeding through corners, they take the dive. Every lap counts, the stakes are set. In this game of skill, there's no room for regret. Listen closely, hear the engine scream. Chasing glory, living the dream. Battles unfold on the asphalt track. In pursuit of victory, there's no turning back. Feel the thrill as the tires grip tight. Under the stars, everything feels right. Each curve a story, each turn a chance. In